Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Santoro. I am so excited to tell you about the Book Bloom this year. This is our 6th annual Book Bloom, and it's one of the biggest events that we have during the school year, and it's definitely a celebration for all of you students for the end of the year. So let me tell you a little bit about how it works for those of you who are new to the school or are 7th and 8th graders who might not have come yet. So the event is this Thursday, May 28th. It's at 6:30, and you will come in through the cafeteria doors. And when you come, you'll bring with you a used book from home that you don't want anymore, something you think that somebody here might want to read. When you come in with those, you'll get 2 tickets. One is for a used book and one is for a brand new book. Then you'll get to spend some time in the cafeteria. There will be food, there's vendors, they're giving away free comic books. Chef Bill will be here, he'll be doing demonstrations of all kinds of summer foods. And then you'll leave the cafeteria and you'll be able to see all your student work hung through the hallways that you've done throughout the school year. You'll also be able to see your student work as you head into the main lobby and the library. In the main lobby will be the book swap. This is where you'll be able to take that ticket for your used book that you brought and pick another used book that you might want that you've never read. You can stop at the talent show on your way into the library and check out all your friends doing their different talents at the talent show. And then in the library, that's where we're giving away the free books. We have 23 selections and 450 books to give away, all brand new. Hardback, paperback, fantasy, graphic novel, nonfiction, fiction, all kinds of stuff. Plus there will be more student projects set up in the library. The good news is you can hand in that ticket and get a free book. So now you've given up both your tickets and you've got 2 new books. But if you bring a parent or a guardian, they can also take part in the whole event. So your parent and guardian can also get a used book and can get a free book too. So you could potentially leave that night with 4 free books for the summer. 2 from our used book swap and 2 brand new books that we've purchased. There are 23 selections. I am so excited to tell you about them. I'm not going to get a chance to tell you all about them in the next 3 days, but I'm going to do my best to tell you about some of them. Again, the event is this Thursday. It's at 6:30. It's so much fun. Everybody here loves it. You can ask around about it if you haven't heard of it before. And the books are usually fantastic. So let me tell you about the ones that I have this year. The first 4 I'm going to tell you about. This is called Bad for You, Exposing the War on Fun. It's by Kevin Pyle and Scott Cunningham. This is the first graphic novel I'm going to tell you about. And this is, it says, Bad for You asks this question and many more. These are all real headlines screaming about the terrible stuff out there, stuff that's supposed to be bad for you. But honestly, is it? This book goes back centuries, all the way to Plato and his worries over the new technology of his time, the written word. Bad for You presents facts, figures, and a whole lot more in eye-grabbing graphics to debunk the myths and give kids the power to prove there's nothing wrong with having fun or being young. So this story looks at all of the things in our society that were at one time meant to be bad for you and what the truth really is behind that. It's a really fun graphic novel, and it's for any age. The next book I want to tell you about, this is called The Duff. It's by Cody Keplinger. It's called The Designated Ugly Fat Friend. And this is about a young lady who considers herself to be the Duff. And when a boy at school who she hates and doesn't get along with actually calls her that to her face, it really changes her entire world. And she doesn't know how to see herself except through his eyes. And suddenly, somehow, the 2 of them manage to form a bond that she never expected there to be. It's a major motion picture. It's already out. The book is way better, but this is called The Duff. It's really fun. It's an easy read. Then, who doesn't love John Green? He's basically the most amazing person ever. He wrote The Fault in Our Stars, which I know many of you have read. It was such a fantastic novel, actually not too bad of a movie either. And this book is the one that's being turned into his next movie, and this is called Paper Towns. This is about a guy named Quentin, and Quentin is absolutely positively in love with Margot Roth Spiegelman, who lives across the street from him. He, not in a creepy way, just kind of watches her and wishes that he could be in her world, but she's so mysterious and she's so cool. She travels with a different crowd and he could just never be part of it. One night, in the middle of the night, Margot breaks into his house and ends up in his bedroom and tells him that she needs him, that she's going out to exact revenge on somebody that night, and she needs his help. They have this amazing night together, and he just feels like he falls madly in love with her. And when he wakes up in the morning, what he expects things to be like is not how they are at all. And it sets him out on an adventure of a lifetime. This is called Paper Towns by John Green. Such a great book. The last one I want to tell you about, oh, I'm so excited about this one. There's nothing better than getting a book and not being sure what to expect of it and then falling madly in love with it. This is called Red Queen. It's by Victoria Aveyard. This is her debut novel, so I really wasn't sure where this was going to go. But think of it like a mix between Divergent and Game of Thrones, which are both like brilliant and wonderful. This is a story about a kingdom where there are silver bloods and red bloods. And silver bloods are the royalty, and red bloods really live in servitude, working for these silver bloods. The silver bloods have beauty and riches and magical powers beyond imagination, and the red bloods basically have nothing, until they find this one girl who is a red blood and also has magical powers. She's an enigma, and she's dangerous to the society and the government and what has been the status quo. It's a fantasy novel. It's definitely going to be the first in at least a trilogy. It's beautifully written. The characters are interesting. I rushed through it in less than a day. It's called Red Queen, and you will totally love it. Now, those are the 4 I'm going to tell you about today. I am so excited for this event. Ask kids in the school. You will find out if you haven't heard of it before. It's such a great night. You get all these free books. We love when you can read over the summer, and we want to give you books that you're going to love. So please come out May 28th, 6:30. Bring a used book at the cafeteria doors, and you will hear more books tomorrow.